Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again, and if you're new here, I'm Patrick and this is why I ramble about tech and other stuff. So yesterday I posted a video where I unboxed the new black iPhone 12 and gave you some of my first impressions, and I had a little bit of a ramble about the 5G conundrum. If you're interested in seeing that, click on the card above. And now that I've spent a good day with the phone, I thought I'd give you a little more detailed review of my first impressions of the phone so far. I've been able to test the camera a little bit and compared it to my 11 Pro Max. We'll talk about the design, the processor, the new OLED panels, the battery, and of course the new MagSafe options. And I'll also tell you why I think you shouldn't be buying the 12 Pro under any conditions. So let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like they want some.
So let's take a minute and talk about the design. I love it. It reminds me of my iPhone 5, I loved it then and I love it now. The boxy design works really well because it allows for smaller bezels. There's no rounded corners or edges, so your fingers aren't going to accidentally touch the screen. Everything is just flat, really flat, but it works, and to use a huge YouTube cliche, it feels good in the hand. Also, I know a lot of people ordered all the funky colors, but I'm an old school guy, so I ordered the black version and I have zero regrets. I think it looks really, really slick. Also, I think I actually prefer the aluminum sides over the stainless steel ones you'll find on the Pro models. Not because I don't like the way they look, but because they're huge fingerprint magnets. Having said that, my iPhone lives in its case. I have a 5-year-old who is my favorite little person in the world, but who is also very, very curious. So in reality, it's really not that much of an issue for me. Same goes for the colors, I guess, since you won't see much of those when you keep your phone in the case. The screen still has a big notch. I would have preferred a hole punch, but it's fine. All in all, great design, much better than the previous models. One of the first things you'll notice when you hold the phone is its very nice and bright OLED panel. The LCD screen on the 11 looked fine, but OLED just looks much better. The blacks are blacker, the colors look amazing, it's an HDR screen and there's more pixels, so you're getting actual 1080p. It has 1200 nits of brightness, which doesn't make it the brightest screen, but it's really more than most people need. The big downside, I guess, is the fact that the iPhone is still stuck on a 60Hz refresh rate, which is a bummer. I know maybe not everybody cares about that, but when you're used to the new iPad Pro lineup or any Android flagship, everything is just smoother and faster. It might have to do with supply chain problems due to the pandemic, who knows, but it's also one of the reasons why I will not advise you to buy the 12 Pro. I'll get to that later. The iPhone runs on the new A14 Bionic processor, which is ultra fast. It's fast enough to power a MacBook Pro, and you'll get all of that in this tiny package. It's just nuts to me. But there aren't really any processes on the iPhone that would need that much processing power. The only current real-life scenario where you see the chip at work is the camera. The one clear advantage of having this processor is that it's future-proof. So if you're someone who likes to hold on to their phone for a couple of years, the iPhone 12 could be a very smart upgrade for you. We mentioned the camera and its new software capabilities, and there is really a noticeable difference, especially in low light situations. The aperture is slightly wider now with 1.6 where it used to be 1.8, so it lets in a little more light. The 12 only has the wide and the ultra wide lens. The Pro models have an additional telephoto lens and the LiDAR scanner, which should make it even easier to take clear pictures in the dark. I'm not going to give you a full review of the camera just yet. I will do that once the iPhone 12 Pro Max comes out, which I will also review and compare, so be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you won't miss out on that. What I did do is shoot a few quick images on my 11 Pro Max and compared it to the new iPhone 12 model. I took some pictures this morning before sunrise, and you can really see that the pictures on the 12 are crisper and the colors seem a lot more accurate. It was a very gray morning, which I think shows much better on the images of the 12. I can't say that I see much difference in daylight, and the selfie camera also looks roughly the same. One advantage of living in the countryside is getting some interesting photo bombs. The battery on the phone is very decent and should give you about 17 hours of video playback, both on the Pro and on the regular iPhone 12. In my case, the battery is definitely drained by the end of the day, but that's after pretty intensive use. Speaking of the battery, one of the main features is magnets.
Yeah, bitch! Magnets! Oh!
The iPhone 12 has built-in magnets which help the new MagSafe charger snap into place and stay there. Unfortunately, my MagSafe charger hasn't come in yet, so I can't really give you my honest opinion on that, but I will definitely follow up with a video when I've tested everything in more detail. However, from what I've heard, the magnets are strong but not super strong, and this makes me wonder about Apple's planned MagSafe car charger. I keep a vent holder in my car to hold my phone up, and I put the iPhone with the MagSafe case on the magnet to see how well it would hold up. And while it does work, it takes only a small tap or a little speed bump to knock it off the magnet. So whatever Apple comes up with, it will have to be a lot stronger than this. What I also noticed is that the iPhone makes a little ding sound whenever it snaps into the case, which I think is a nice little touch. So now let's talk about the 12 Pro and why I think it's not a good idea. The iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro have a lot of similarities. Same OLED screen, same battery, same processor, same appearance apart from the stainless steel, and the same size. They even use the same case. The biggest difference is the camera. You get the telephoto lens and the LiDAR on the Pro. You get a little more RAM, which you probably won't notice, and the Pro 12 comes with double the base storage, so starting at 128 gigs as opposed to 64 gigs on the 12. The iPhone 12 starts at $799 and the Pro starts at $999. That's a $200 difference you'll be paying basically for a slightly better camera. Just $100 more will buy you the 12 Pro Max, which has a far better camera with a sensor that is almost twice the size of the 12 Pro. This will give you 80% improvement in low light conditions. It also has a much better image stabilizer, and of course, there is a bigger screen and a bigger battery, which should give you about 3 hours of additional playback. So the biggest reason to buy either of the Pro models is the camera. And in my opinion, the upgrade you get between the 12 and the 12 Pro is not that significant. The upgrade you get between the 12 and the 12 Pro Max is. So if you need that prime camera and you're gonna go for a Pro model, get the 12 Pro Max. The $100 difference between the 12 Pro and the Pro Max is worth it. If you don't care about the camera, get the 12. It's basically the same phone as the 12 Pro with a simpler camera. Alright guys, I'll spend more time with the iPhone 12 and I will definitely post an updated review with more in-depth information as well as my experiences with the MagSafe charger. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It would really help out the channel a great deal. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.